Hey guys, Mike with RV Hounds, and Karen's here also. She's waving, but we'll get her on here in a second. We got here yesterday. It was a beautiful sunny day. Gosh, it was just great. This morning it was a little foggy, so kind of waited to do a few things. But I'm going to go take the hike out to Lookout, Cape Lookout here in a little bit. First, I thought I'd show you some of the campground here, or at least our campsite. Okay, we are here in site C70. This is just a standard site, so no water, electricity, or anything. It's basically a tent site, but it was long enough for the most part to get the fifth wheel in. So a little crowded here. As you can see, the bushes growing right along the side. There's the wife in her easy chair. And back here, as you can see, it's a little tight here. The brush is pretty close to you. Dogs got their pen back here, all set up. And it's pretty interesting. They do have, seems to be, spaces aren't too bad, and a lot of them have this brush between the sites, so it's pretty private. Let's duck on under here. And on this side, they had this nice little cleaned out area which we've used for the dogs, and actually I put out my portable panels to supplement the panels I have on the roof of the trailer here. So total I got 680 watts of solar going right now, and last I saw it was pumping like 20 amps into the batteries, so it's pretty nice. With the 300 amp hours of batteries running last night, basically the refrigerator was about the only load, and my wife's CPAP machine, which I run on the 1000 watt inverter on this thing, and we only used about 22% of the battery capacity, so it was down to like 260 amp hours left in the batteries this morning. So it's doing a great job. Another couple hours of batteries will be topped off, ready for another night. And I had to take the bikes off first, because to get in here I had to back right up into the brush here, so I'll have to pull forward to put the bikes back on, but that's okay. It worked out pretty good. But yeah, so we're looking pretty good down there. I'll take a look here. I don't know if you can read it or not, but it looks like we're pumping out 10 amps out of the 200 watt one here. And last I saw, we were pumping out a little over 10 amps in the other one. So as you can see, I had to park kind of cattywampus to get it off the street, but still, it's pretty neat. Take you around and show you some of the other, some more of the campground, and then we'll go down the beach too. Just to give you an idea, here's site 69 straight across from us. And back behind there you can see the shiny roof. That's the restrooms in this part of the loop. There's 2 restrooms in this C loop. So anyway, and you can see it. Roads are a little narrow, and they got a lot of this brush right at the entrances of a lot of these, but yeah, I was able to get her backed in with no problem really. I lucked out this time. Getting better at backing up. Here's another site I thought you'd show you in C loop here. This is site C4. Just give you an idea what they look like, and you can see there's C6 right next to it, but you can see this big wall of brush that they leave between them. And actually C4 looks like a really nice site as far as a dry camp type site goes. You got a lot of room there for tents and vehicles and stuff. And you got plenty of room to back a trailer up, back it right over the stop back there, so you easily get my 30-footer in there. So anyway, that's kind of what some of the dry camp sites. And if you need solar, this is a great site for that. Very little shade except right along the bushes over there, but otherwise for solar it's great. And here's the entrance to B, C, and D loop. And you got B loop down that way, you got D loop up there, and then C is a right-hand turn. As you can see looking up there, it gets a little more woodsy up in that B loop there. But the D loop up there, but the C loop is pretty much wide open over here. Here's one of the trails right outside there, our loop entrance here, and it comes up over the beach. And as you can see, it's a pretty foggy day. Still a few people out here though. Looking down the beach that way, I was going to go on the hike to Cape Lookout, but there's the view of Cape Lookout. I can only see like a couple hundred yards down the beach, and then it's too foggy. So let's see if it clears off more tomorrow, so I can get up there and do some hiking and get out the Cape and see if I can be real neat if I could see some whales out there, which I guess you can do. There's the beach looking north. Like I say, you can't see much right now. There's some neat rocks out there that we saw yesterday, but can't see them today. This road here parallels the beach, and it's got this big kind of a sand dune here with all the brush on it. But this is considered a loop down here. And as you can see, you back into the site right off this main road. And there's it makes a loop back in there. Actually, I think that's B back there, and then A is the ones out here in front. As you can see, they're basically no shade. There's a couple of them way down there that are in those trees down there, but the rest of them are pretty much no shade. But your dry campings, and they're quite long actually. These several right in here are quite long. They're at least 55 feet long, so get a good sized rig in here. And they're well spaced out. You got a big area for tents or whatever. So, like I say, for dry camping, if you got solar, these would be the real deal out here, as long as it doesn't get too hot. One thing I'll mention is, like you can see on C Loop, the one we're on, there are yurts in there. So if you're not tent camping or have a other type of travel trailer or something, there are yurts to rent. They also have, they're in a different part of the park, but they also have what they call deluxe cabins. You'd have to look online to see what those are, but they do have those. Yeah, I'll just show you the setup here. We got this is a little Go Power. This is the one that came with the trailer here. And we got, like I say, 480 watts on the roof that this has connected to it. And we're putting out about 16 amps. And right now, batteries were at 78% this morning when I got up. And right now it looks like we're got 291 amp hours, which when they reach 300 will be full. Yeah, 98%, and we're pushing 23 amps into there. The difference is the solar panel outside. 200 watt portable is adding to the 15 here we have here, so working pretty good. Once it hits 100%, they'll ratchet down, of course. There won't be any load on them except for the fridge, and so the solar will be running the fridge for the rest of the day until the sun isn't good. Anyway, that's the kind of the setup I have here. And if you're wondering what that is, that's my solar panel disconnect switch. I added that as they didn't have one here with the trailer.
And he's behind the bushes now. We were looking at a heron. I just started. We're at a funky little place. It's called Jacobson Salt. It's on the way to Cape Lookout State Park. We just went inside and bought some salty black licorice. They have all sorts of different salts inside. Sea salt, yes. And they're up there. You can see the big vat pot doing its thing. Mike and I both got a kick out of this sign right here. This is not salt. Please do not sample. I probably have a history of that. This is hand-harvested pure flake sea salt. We actually got the black licorice, not the salt, since we work on keeping the salt in our diet low. But it's a fun little place right off the road. And there's the little gift house store that you can buy all sorts of different flavored infused salts. I saw black garlic, all sorts of different things, and some other spices.
This morning, you can see, man, we got some low cloud cover, but there's Cape Lookout. We can actually see it today. The fog lifted, and the tide is going out. I'm not sure what time low tide is, but it looks tide is low, so that's what kind of the beach. A lot of beach shows up, kind of some little sand islands out there and stuff. And I don't know if you can see it in this with this lens or not, but way off in the distance there's another cape up there, and then there's 3 rocks that stick out. I'll see if I can zoom in digitally later. But yeah, there's 3 rocks, and the center one has a big hole in it. It looks like a big donut stuck in the water. But anyway, yeah, you can look down the beach there, and you can see quite a ways now when the fog's not here. But anyway, like I said, today's a travel day. We're heading up to New Halem Bay State Park, so I'll do some more filming up there, since these are all new parks except for Fort Stevens. We haven't been to these other parks before. So anyway, there's the look there, and yeah, disappointed I'm not going to probably not be able to do my hike to Cape Lookout there. So anyway, gotta go get ready here. We'll be doing a travel day.